A Nocturnal Reverie by Finch. In such a night when every louder wind is to its distant cavern safe confined, and only gentle Sophia fans his wings, and lonely Philomel, still waking, sings, or from some tree, famed for the out's delight, she, hollowing clear directs the wanderer right. In such a night when passing clouds give place, or vinely veil the heaven's mysterious face, when in some river overhung with green, the waving moon and trembling leaves are seen, and fresh in grass no bears itself upright, makes cool banks to pleasing rest and wide, when springs the woodbine and the bramble rose, and where the sleepy cowslip sheltered grows. Whilst now paler hue the foxglove takes, and she quivers still with red the dusky breaks, when odors which decline repelling day, for temperate air uninterrupted stray, when darkened groves the softest shadows were, and falling waters we distinctly hear, and through the gloom more venerable shows some ancient fabric awful in repose, while sunburnt hills with swarthy looks conceal, and swelling haycocks thicken up the vale, and the loosed horse now, as his pasture leads, comes slowly grazing through the adjoining meads, with stealing pace and lengthening shade we fear, to torn up forage in his teeth we hear, the nibbling sheep at large pursue their food, and unmolested kine retrieve the cut, the curlews cry beneath the village walls, and to a straggling brood the partridges call, where short-lived jubilee the creatures keep, which but endures while turned man does sleep. When a settled content the spirit feels, and a fierce light disturbs whilst it reveals, but silent musings urge the mind to seek something too high for syllables to speak, till the free soul to compassionateness charmed, finding the elements of rage disarmed, or all below, solemn quiet grown, joys in the inferior world and thinks it like her own. In such a night like me abroad remain, the morning breaks and all's confused again, our cares, our toils, our clamours all renewed, our pleasures seldom reached again pursued. Consolation by Finch. See Phoebus breaking of the willing skies, see how the soaring lark does with them rise, and through the air is such a journey worn, as if she never thought of the return. Now to his noon behold him proudly go, and look with scorn on all that's great below. A monarch he, and ruler of the day, a favourite she, that in his beams does play, glorious and high, but shall we ever be glorious and high, and fixed where now we see? But both must fall, nor can the stations keep, she to the earth, and he below the deep. At night both fall, where the swift hand of time renews the morning, and again they climb. When let no cloudy change create my sorrow, I think 'tis night, and I may rise tomorrow. Fair tree by Finch. Fair tree, for thy delightful shade 'tis just that some return be made. Sure some return is due from me to thy cool shadows and to thee, and thou to birds dost shelter give, though music dost from them receive. If travellers benefit stay, till storms have worn themselves away, the times praising we they spend, the protecting power command. The shepherd here from scorching freed tunes to thy dancing leaves his reed, whilst his loved nymph in thanks bestows the flowey chapels on their bows. Shall I win only silent be, and no return be made by me? Now let the wish upon thee wait, and still to flourish be thy fate. The future ages mayst thou stand, untouched by the rash workman's hand, till that large stock of sap is spent, which gives thy summer's ornament. Till the fierce winds that vainly strive to shock thy greatness whilst alive, shall on thy lifeless hour attend, prevent the axe, and grace thy end. Thy scattered strength together call, to the clouds proclaim thy fall, who when the envying dews may spare, and thou no longer art their care, but shalt like ancient heroes burn, and some bright hearth be made thy urn. From a poem for the birthday of the Lady Cathrine Tufton by Finch. Deep lines of honour all can hit, or mark out their superior wit. Consummate goodness all can show, and where such graces shine below. Of the more tender strokes to trace, to express the promise of a face, than but the dawnings of a mind. We from an air unwritten find, which altering as new moments rise, the pen nor pencil's art defies, and flesh and blood in youth appears, polished like water or marble verse, fresh as that shade of the opening green, which first upon our groves is seen, and lived by a harmless fire, and brightened by each gay desire. These nicer touches would demand a countless or waller's hand, to explain, with undisputed art, with its facts the enlightened heart. When every darker thought gives way, by its blooming beauty we survey, you shew how all that's soft and sweet does in the fair Serena meet, to tell us with a sure passage the charms of her mature age. Funeral Dirge for Marcello by John Webster. Call for the robin redbreast and the wren, hence our shady groves they hover, and with leaves and flowers to cover the friendless bodies of unburied men. Call to his funeral dole the ant, the field mouse, and the mole, to raise him hillocks which will keep him warm. When gay tombs are robbed sustain no harm, but keep the wolf far hence which fold the man, for with his nails he'll dig them up again. Glass, by Finch. O man, what inspiration was thy guide, who found the light and air was to divide, so that in all the useful beams of day, yet forth as subtle winds without thy sash to stay, to extract from members by strange device, and polish fair these flakes of solid ice, which silvered o'er redouble all in place, and give you back thy well or ill-complexed face. The vessels blown exceed the gloomy bowl, which did the wine's full excellence control, we shew the body, whilst you taste the soul. Its colour sparkles motion, lets we see, we get the access the preacher warns to flee, lest man at length as clearly spy for we. Hope, by Finch. The tree of knowledge we in Eden proved, the tree of life was whence to heaven removed. Hope's the growth of earth, the only plant which either heaven or paradise could bend. Hell knows it not, to use alone confined, and cordial only to the human mind. Receive it when it expels these mortal cares, the wealth of medicine which our God prepares. In praise of writing letters, by Finch. Blessed be the man, his memory at least, who found the art was to unfold his breast, and taught succeeding times an easy way the secret thoughts by letters to convey, to baffle absence and secure delight, which till the time was limited to sight. The parting farewell spoke, the last adieu, a lasting distance passed, then loss of view. A friend was gone, which some kind moments gave, and absence separated like the grave. The wings of love were tended to, till when no quell, whence pulled, was shaped into a pen, to send in paper sheets from town to town, words smooth was way, and softer than his down. As such he reigned, whom neighbourhood had joined, and hope from bow to bow, supported by the wind. And for a wife youthful patriarch sent, the camels, jewels, and the steward went, a wealthy equipage for grave and slow, but not a line that might the lover shew. The rings and bracelets wooed her hands and arms, but how she know from melting words the charms that under secret seals in ambush lie, to catch the soul when drawn into the eye. The fair Syrian had not took this guide, nor her soft heart in chains of pearl been tied. Had these conveyances been when in date, Joseph had known his wretched father's state, before famine, which his life pursues, had sent his other sons to tell the news. Or might I live to see an art arise, as visto thoughts, indulgent to the eyes, if the dark powers of distance could subdue, and make me see as well as talk to you. The tedious miles, no tracts of air might prove, bars to my sight, and shadows to my love. Yet were it granted, such unmourned things are wandering wishes, borne on fancy's wings, which stretch themselves beyond this happy case, and ask an art to help us to embrace. Jealousy, by Finch. Vain love, why dost thou boast of wings that cannot help thee to retire, and such quick flame suspicion brings, as to the heart above thee fire? Still swift to come, but when to go, or shouldst be more, alas, how slow! Lord of a world must surely be but the bare title at the most, since jealousy is a lord of thee, and makes such havoc on thy coast, as does the pleasant land deface, yet binds thee faster to the place. Life's Progress, by Finch. How gaily is at first begun our life's uncertain race, whilst yet that sprightly morning sun, by which you just set out to run, enlightens all the place. How smiling the world's prospect lies, how tempting to go through, but Canaan to the prophet's eyes from Pisgah with a sweet surprise that more inviting shew. How promising's the book of fate, till truly understood, whilst partial hopes such lots create, as may the youthful fancy treat with all that's great and good. How soft the first ideas prove, which wander through our minds, how full the joys, so free the love, which does for early season move, as flowers the western winds. How sighs heaven but vernal air, but April drops our tears, which swiftly passing all grows fair, but beauty compensates our care, and youth each vapour clears. But oh, too soon alas we climb, scarce feeling we are scant the gently rising hell of time, for whence of grief we see that prime, and all its sweetness end. The dino cast our station known, fond expectation past, the thorns which former days had sown, to crops of late repentance grown, for which we toil at last. Whilst every care's a driving harm, that helps to bear us down, which faded smiles the more can charm, but every tear's a winter storm, and every look's a frown. Till the succeeding ills suppressed, for joys we hope to find, by age too rumbled and undressed, we gladly sinking down to rest, leave falling crowds behind. Moral Song by Finch. Would we attain the happiest state that is designed us here, nor joy a rapture must create, nor grief beget despair, nor injury fierce anger raise, nor honor tempt to pride, nor vain desires of empty praise must in the soul abide, nor charms of youth or beauty move a constant settled breast, or leave the passage free to love shall let in all the rest. In such a hearts of peace will live, where none of these abound, the greatest blessing heaven does give, or can on earth be found. O King of Terrors, whose unbounded sway by Finch. O King of Terrors, whose unbounded sway all that have life must certainly obey, the King, the priest, the prophet, all are thine, not even God in flesh thy stroke decline. My name is on thy roll, and sure I must increase the gloomy kingdom in the dust. My soul at this no apprehension feels, but trembles at thy sword, thy wrecks, thy wheels, the scorching fevers which distract the sense, and snatch us waving unto birth from hence. At their contagious darts that wound the heats of weeping friends who wait at dying beds. Spare these, and at their time be when it will, my office to die and thine to kill. Gently thy fatal sceptre on me lay, and take to thy cold arms insensibly thy prey. On Myselfe by Finch. Good heaven, I thank thee, since it was designed I should be framed but of a weaker kind, but yet my soul is rescued from the love of all those trifles which her passions move. Pleasures and praise and plenty haunt with me at their just value. If allowed they be freely and thankfully as much I taste, as will not reason or religion waste. If they're denied, I on myself can lie, and slight those aids an equal chance does give. When in the sun my wings can be displayed, and in retirement I can bless the shade. On the death of Honourable James Vine by Finch. Meanwhile, ye living parents, ease your grief, by tears allowed as nature's due relief, when we offer to the powers above like you the dearest objects of our love. When, with a patient saint and holy writ, we've learned at once to grieve and to submit, and contrite sighs like hollowed incense rise, being our anguish to the appeased skies. Then may those showers which take from sorrow birth, and still attending to this baleful earth, are all our deep and parching cares diffuse, like Eden springs or Hermon's softening dews. But lend your succours, ye almighty powers, for, as the bound, balsam too is yours. For when the shades of death for joys are fled, then for a loss like this, our tears are shed, none can revive the heart, but who can raise the dead? But yet, my muse, if thou hast softer verse, ere bewailed the melancholy hurts, if thou hast power to dissipate the gloom, and hell to the solitary tomb, to rescue whence the memory and the air of what we lately saw so fresh and fair, then should this noble youth for art engage, to shew the beauties of his blooming age. The pleasing light from his eyes was cast, like hasty beams, to the course to last. The warm soul, as on the confines lay, ready for flight and for eternal day. Gently dispossessed, his nature, should he shown, all his mother's sweetness made his own. Father's likeness was but faintly seen, as ripened fruits are figured by the green. Next, in his harmless sports he should be drawn, urging his courser over flowery lawn. Sprightly himself as the unlifted game, bold in the chase and full of generous flame. Yet in the palace, tractable and mild, perfect in all the duties of child, which fond reflection blazes while it pains, like penetrating notes of sad harmonious strains. Selected friendships timely he began, and ceased in youth the best delight of man, living a growing race to mourn his end, the earliest and the age's promised friend. But far away, alas, the prospect moves, lost in the clouds like distant hills and groves, whilst with increasing steps we all pursue what time alone can bring to nearer view. A future state, which darkness yet involves, known but by death, which every doubt resolves. The Apology by Finch. 'Tis true I write, and tell me by what rule I am alone forbid to play the fool, to follow through the groves a wandering muse, and faint ideas for my pleasures choose. Why should it in my pen be held a fault, whilst mirror paints a face to paint a thought, whilst Lamia to the manly bumper flies, and borrowed spirits sparkle in her eyes? Why should it be in me a thing so vain, to eat with poetry my colder brain? But I write ill, and therefore should forbear. Does Flavia cheese know at her 40th year, and if placed to let that face be seen, and show the tone rejected at 15? Each woman has a weakness, mind indeed, is still to write, for hopeless to succeed. But to the man is this so easy found, even in most works with which the wits abound. so weaker all since our first breach with heaven, as less to be applauded than forgiven. The Dog and His Master by Anne Finch. Now by the dog kept his master's door, an honest snarl, who spared no rich nor poor, but gave the alarm when any one drew nigh, nor let pretended friends pass fearless by. Which reproved is better said than taught, he rightly thus expostulates the fault. To keep the house from rascals was my charge, the task was great and the commission large. But did your worshipper declare your mind, that to the begging crew it was confined, or shrink an arm, or prop an able knee, or turn up eyes that were not seen nor see? To thieves, who know the penalty of stealth, and fairly stake their necks against your wealth, these are the known delinquents of the times, and whips and turbans testifies the crimes. But since to me there was by nature lent an exquisite discerning by the scant, I trace a flattered, when he fawns and leers, and reeling wit, when he commands and jeers. The greedy parasite I grudging note, who praises the good bits that oil his throat. I mark the lady you so fondly toast, where place your gold when all her own is lost. The knave, who fences your estate by law, yet still reserves an undermining flaw. These and 1,000 more, which I couldn't tell, provoke my growling and offend my smell. The Man and His Horse by Anne Finch. Within the meadow, on the way, a sorted churl resolved to stay, and give his horse a bite. Following, so his neighbours say, and that the year he might not pay, forage all the night. With heart's content, the unloaded steed began to neigh and frisk and feed. For nothing more he cared, since none of all his master's breed have found such pasture at their need, or half so well had fared. Then in the turning of a hand, out comes the owner of the land, and does the trespass eye, which puts poor bairn to a stand, for now his master does command him to return and fly. But hunger quickening up his wit, and grasping sweeter than the bit, he to the clown replied, "Shall I for you this dinner quit, who to my back hard burdens fit, and to the death would ride? Should I as a stray be found, and seized upon the forbidden ground, on the spot stand still, though all new riders should abound, or that mankind with fields around, the coward but use meal? Urge no man to despair, lest in the fit, he with some counter-blow my head may hit." The Phoenix by Anne Finch. A female friend advised the swain, whose heart she wished at ease, make love thy pleasure, not thy pain, nor let it deeply cease. Beauty than vanities abound, a serious passion claims, until the phoenix can be found, do not admit the flames. But grief she finds, that his replies, since prepossessed when young, take all the hints of Silvia's eyes, none from Adiella's tongue. Thus Cupid, of our aim we miss, would unbend thy bow, and each like nymph a phoenix is, when love will have it so. There's No To Morrow by Anne Finch. Too long had loved, another nymph desired. The cloak of wedlock, as the case required, urged that, the day he wrought her to this sorrow, he vowed that he would marry her to-morrow. Age in his words, to shun the present storm, that he to-morrow will the vow perform. The morrows in their due successions came. Impatient still on each, the pregnant dame urged him to keep his word, and still he swore the same. When tired at length, and meaning no redress, but yet the lie not caring to confess, he for his oath Myselfe would choose to bowl, but he was free, since there was no to-morrow. For when it comes a place to be employed, 'tis then to-day, to-morrow ne'er enjoyed. The tale suggests, the moral is a truth, to-morrow and to-morrow cheat our youth. In riper age, to-morrow still we cry, not thinking that the present day we die. Unpractised all the good we had designed, there's no to-morrow to a willing mind. To Death by Anne Finch. A king of terrors, whose unbounded sway all that have lived must certainly obey. The king where priest, the prophet, all are thine, nor would even God in flesh by stroke decline. My name is on my roll, and sure I must increase the gloomy kingdom in the dust. My soul at this no apprehension feels, but trembles at thy thoughts, thy wrecks, thy wheels. The scorching fevers which distract the sense, and snatch us raving, unprepared from hence. At the contagious darts, that won't the heats of weeping friends await at dying beds. Spare these, and let that hide me when it will. Business is to die and thine to kill. Gently thy fatal sceptre on me lay, and take to thy cold arms insensible thy prey. To Silvia by Anne Finch. Silvia, let us from the crowd retire. I would to you and me, who but each other do desire, as all that here we see. Apart we live, for not alone. For who alone can call those who in deserts live with one, if in that one wave all? The world a vast meander is, where hearts confusedly stray, where few do hit, whilst thousands miss their happy mutual way. To the Nightingale, by Finch. Exert thy voice, sweet harbinger of spring. This moment is thy time to sing, this moment I attend to praise, and set my numbers to thy lays. Free as wine shall be my song, as thy music short or long. Poets, wild as we, were born, pleasing best when unconfined, and to please is least designed, soothing but the cares to rest, cares to still their thoughts molest, and still the unhappy poet's breast, like thine, when best he sings, is placed against the thorn. She begins, let all be still, Muse, the promise now fulfill. Sweet, oh sweet, still sweeter yet, can the words such accents fit, canst thou syllables refine, melt the sense that shall retire, still some spirit of a brain, that with sound like these adjoin. 'Twill not be, and change thy note, let division shake thy throat. Hark, division now she tries, yet as far the muse outflies. Sheaves thy tune, trifler, wilt thou sing till June? Till the business all lies waste, and the time of building's past. Whilst we poets that have speech, unlike what thy foes teach, if a fluent vein be shown, that's transcendent to our own, criticize, reform or preach, or censor what we cannot reach.